monitors will blank out on you when your Oculus is initializing?
Not that I recall.
Because every time I try and log into my computer, I see the screen, like, flash. And I know it's the Oculus because I can see the Oculus start to light up.
Interesting. I have seen where, like, just Oculus itself has, you know, is trying to do more.
Mm.
So I'm not sure. And just so people are aware, I am streaming this back on ShowX as an after, gaming thing. After gaming / closer to your opinion is wrong type of subject matter.
We'll keep the language more Twitch appropriate then.
I don't see your channel lit up.
What's that? It's not coming up yet?
Oh, did you just start?
Yeah, just started.
Okay.
Dang it. This way people can see how bad I Warwick.
Are you going tanky or what?
I will get tankier and tankier. So eventually, yes. Finally level 6, okay.
Yes, I can finally run around with my dumb bird. Good job.
Oh, so this is like when I can finally actually get into it. Start getting tankier, start being able to provide the damage I need to. Yes, come on, Yi. Let us keep shutting you down early.
Yeah, I'm loving this.
So, this is good. Anyhow, but yeah, no.
Through the start, but now I'm 4-1, so I'm happy.
Well, unless, as we're talking about the internet kind of ISP issues, right? That's something that just continues where, God, I would love to see someone who's actually a consumer rights advocate and not just, what the FCC's job's supposed to be.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to find people that think freely about the issue.
That's the problem, right? It's not. This is all a symptom of the real problem, which is the lack of education. People are ignorant of it.
Well, and people are willfully, right? They're scared of the real issues, and so they're actually kind of okay being ignorant. They think that somehow it protects them. People who don't want to deal with it.
Yeah, it's because the term net neutrality is being painted as something ugly by Fox News or something. And
by every other group that's being led by.
Doesn't matter which media outlet it is, left or right, they're all against net neutrality because they're all of them are owned by Time Warner Media, Comcast, Verizon, AT&T.
That is true.
In that situation, there is an issue where
the interests are not
of the people.
Fair.
Darn it.
It was different when we had a president which was more vocal about these issues and had an administration that would let people kind of know what was going on, rather one that kind of tries to hide it behind the curtains.
Well, we currently have an administration who is so afraid of the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Because it goes against everything they're trying to accomplish.
I mean, he even wanted to, you know, censor the media because he didn't like what they were saying.
Well, and those are kind of things that I wish more people paid attention to see, because that's something that should be everybody's against it, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody should support that garbage, that it's somehow okay to, again, lie for falsehoods. And the problem that I run into is so many people try to say things that are like, oh, every politician lies or something like that, which I openly ridicule anyone with those kind of thoughts, because that is somehow trying to say it's okay for people to behave badly because there's some expectation that everyone must. And it's like, no, not everyone behaves badly. Stop making that okay.
Yeah, it's a true fallacy. Yep.
Yeah, and instead, like I said, they just make an excuse for it like it's normal. It's like, no, it's not normal. It is so wrong. Because those are the kind of things that I feel like everybody should be in favor of, is just, heaven forbid, you know, some level of actual, you know, a desire for reality.
The bulk majority of people just listen to the evening news to lull them to sleep and sit back and relax as the world changes in front of them without them knowing what's going on or thinking about it.
I would say a lot of people watch the evening news and then say, "Oh, that's terrible," and then they proceed to ignore it for the rest of the day and the next day,
Yeah.
and you know, and they just get on with life and they forget about it. But really, what they should be saying is, "Oh my God, this is terrible. We should do something about this, like vote differently, or write to our congressperson, or join our local council elections, or whatever." Right? We need to start paying attention to actual politics, not this reality TV show that we call politics now.
Yeah.
This is good. Our Graves, LAS or whatever, LA Dollar, just specifically decided he's not going to play anymore.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. At least they can watch you guys play, even though it's probably lagging behind a few seconds.
Oh, they wouldn't know, but yeah, no. No, it's the issue that I don't know why he was saying what he was saying is wrong, saying WTF, but apparently is against our performance in such a way that
So now that most gamers are playing, you know, other games in League, do you find there's better players on League, worse players on League, about the same?
I can't speak to it fully because I will freely admit I don't actually play League appropriately. I only play ARAMs.
But if you try and play Rocket League now, it's just bots playing all the time, now that it's not a popular game anymore.
Really?
Yeah, there's a lot of botting for loots. There'll just
Interesting.
be people that are on there trying to get loot.
That's annoying.
You know what? This is such a silly thing, but you know what I'd really like to do? Speaking of all these problems with, you know, it's a recurring problem since the dawn of multiplayer gaming is, you know, the game dies and leaves behind a certain community, and it can be quite unwelcoming to new players and such. I'd love to have a RuneScape 2.0 server of my own.
Yeah, actually be able to just...
Yeah, just bring some friends on, we chill out together, and you know, you can be the best at one thing, and you're only against 3 other people, so it's okay. It's easy to do.
Sure, RuneScape's getting pretty big from what I've seen.
Yep, it is. It's because they went mobile.
Yeah, you know, I've heard you, or seen you playing it for a long time now, and then all of a sudden, like, my more casual gaming friends that I work with are like, yeah, man, I'm playing RuneScape. Yeah, I can't put down RuneScape. It's like...
That's funny. Like, people are
like-
still playing it?
I was like, people are playing RuneScape still? Be like, yeah, that's what everybody's playing now. It's like, huh. Okay.
No, for a mobile game, you can do a crap ton of stuff.
Yeah, it seems like a game that would work very well on mobile.
Yeah, it's a game I'd like to put more time into if I had more time. I found it to be quite a good bathroom game because it's something you can jump on, do a little bit of wood crafting or whatever in it, like fletching, and then go back to, you know, real life, and you only spend 5 minutes a day, but you can get some stuff done.
Yeah, I've been trying to find more phone games because I have lots of free time at work, so then I have the poorest internet connection known to man where I work. It's a satellite, two-way satellite internet connection. Lucky to get about 3 megs, generally get 512k. So most gaming isn't an option out there.
That sucks. Well, RuneScape doesn't really need much.
No.
Anything really.
So I've been doing
Windows XP Machine 2010, that'll go fine.
Oh yeah, I've been doing lots of single player stuff. Stardew, Minecraft, that 2D Minecraft. I forget what that one's called.
Terraria.
Terraria.
That's funny.
Factorio.
I still need to get Factorio. It's never gone on sale once that I have ever seen.
The authors,
No?
they actually did a blog post about this. They don't believe in it. They say this is what the game is worth. We will never put it on sale because we don't want to screw people over who missed the sale and stuff. Just if you like the game, buy it. It's a fair price, and I love that model personally.
It's 40 US.
Something like that.
One- It was 20 last I checked.
Oh, is it 20 now? Let me take a look.
Let me see. Honor not believers.
It's up to 30 now.
30, yeah. That's that weird price point for me. I'm like, yeah, $20, okay. It's like 30, I don't know. But I've heard it's...
It is one of the best games I've ever played in my life.
Which one are you saying?
Factorio.
Yeah, I need to play more of it.
Yeah, honestly, if I could recommend any game to you, and especially somebody who's like, you're not some like Farmville playing non-gamer. You're somebody who would enjoy a logical game. You will get a lot from this.
I mean, I play a ton of Banished.
Oh, I'm playing it right now, dude.
Oh, Banished?
Yeah, I'm literally it's on my screen right now.
It's
funny.
so hard to put down.
Oh yeah.
I haven't.
That's
wait,
that's
do I
one
have
game
it?
I've always gone back to. It's crazy how much I can go back to Banished.
Let's see. Okay, that one. Yeah. So it's funny. I played it for a while when it first hit, but that's like all I did. I didn't continue in it. Oh, I am so not good at Lee Sin.
So many good mods for Banished.
Yeah, not nearly enough though. It's kind of dead in many ways, which is sad.
Yeah. I kind of wish they'd make a successor to it, but it's kind of good the way it is.
So it's interesting, right? Because what would you want in a successor?
Different eras,
Less
maybe?
buggy.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, what do you want them to keep working? Is it you want upgraded graphics? Do you want bigger maps? Do you want some other kind of storyline and things like that, or those kind of
The
aspects?
maps
Just
are
for.
plenty big.
But that's what I mean. Any reason you'd want a part 2 of something versus just give me something
Much
new?
more optimized graphics, I would say, because even on my fairly beast of a system, I tried loading up one of my cities that I made before in that game, and it was still lagging for me.
Okay. Well, and that would make sense. For me, a big one would be seeing more and more 64-bit clients.
Yeah. Oh, that would help that game immensely.
You know, I for me, optimization of what PCs are now capable of doing.
Yeah,
That's something.
Multi-core support would be
That is
fantastic.
still one of the biggest things, right? Because you can do.
We're getting there slowly.
It's getting better, but
Most games will work on 4 threads now instead of just the 1 or 2.
yeah. But I still see a ton that when they're loading, when they're doing things, you see them just max a single thing.
Oh yeah. There's actually lots of ways in Windows Scheduler. There's some scheduler optimizers you can do to kind of improved performance quite a bit.
Okay.
Just Windows being crappy on how it handles assigning the cores to certain tasks.
Yeah.
So there's some applications that you can get that will help kind of
Try
like, hey,
to.
I'm playing a game, keep it on the first 4 cores, please, instead of like switching it around all the time.
Yeah, it goes back for me to some of the older. What was it? I always go back to the first one I saw that would help me balance core performance stuff was Flight. It was Flight Simulator Optimizer (FSO) because it was very specifically designed for Microsoft Flight Simulator, and it's something that they would not really talk about stuff, but it's something where we wanted more and more, like that's where they spent some time specifically focusing on what you could do to make that game work better. And so it was the first software I ever ran into that did some level of optimization.
Well, I feel like a lot of games now are fairly poorly optimized. Especially a lot of big AAA titles, they really design it for console and do a pretty poor job on porting it over.
So many of those.
There's so many games that are just CPU bound, or actually GPU bound now, that like, you know, you can, like Far Cry 5 is a fun example because you can run that game at 1080p. On my computer I get 134 frames a second at 1080p. Pump it up to 4K and I'm still getting 134 frames per second. So there's a lot of stuff like that they could work on, really kind of make games run a lot better.
Oh,
it's
I
really
agree.
not in their interest as far as making money goes, I guess. So
DirectX error, Wayne. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, you dropped out?
I've never even got in.
Oh, okay. Sometimes just restart the client. I've had that.
Done, yeah.
Yeah, I've had that happen a couple times on me. Just seems like, not constantly, but I've definitely run into that with League more than I would like. Where I've had to just kill out the server completely and come back. I hate because I've come in late.
well, League's still running on DX9.
Oh god, I'm level 4. All right.
Well, yeah, don't feel bad. We actually are doing pretty darn good. So don't feel too bad about it. I didn't notice you weren't here, so that means we're doing okay. Like I said, we're actually doing okay considering.
Ah. Nice shot.
I'll take me some of
He
that.
tried to throw his spikes at me that he just got wrecked by you.
Actually, so Jin is not one of my best, but I feel like he is a solid champ to play regardless. Yeah, if you just play him even slightly like a ability ADC.
I need to pick up Ion Fury. Have you seen that?
I don't think I have.
No, it's a 3D Realms game. And the really cool part about this is it's a 3D Realms game that's actually designed and built on the Build engine.
Okay.
Which, if you remember which games ran on the Build engine, it's games like Duke Nukem 3D and Shadow Warrior.
Oh, I love Shadow Warrior.
Yeah, the OG Shadow Warrior, the from the 90s.
Oh, right.
Yeah, that's what the Build engine is. It's the old school like 2D sprite 3D game, or 3D engine. But they've updated it with direct 3D support, so it actually has real 3D support. But it's a modern game built on like, what is that now, a 20-year-old engine?
Interesting.
Yeah, and they're selling a big box version on their website that I'm pretty tempted to buy.
Kuro, you been playing any more My Summer Car?
You know, I played that a long time ago, probably when it first came out, and I had a bit of random fun with it.
Okay.
Haven't picked it up since then. I saw you picked it up.
Yeah, I have yet to get my car running. I've got it all built, but I can't get my alternator belt on. I have the car like completely
Wait,
built,
what one?
and every video I was watching said, put the alternator belt on last, and it's like I can't get it on. So now I have to either pull the engine or start a new game.
Wait, which game is this?
It's my summer car.
It's a car building survival simulator. It's one of the weirdest games I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
The only way I can describe it is it's a car building simulator survival game made by dudes in Finland, and it's so weird. Like, you literally in the game you have to drink beer and smoke cigarettes in order to keep your guy alive.
That's hilarious.
Sounds like it's coming.
Yeah, that game was actually kind of entertaining.
Yeah,
I kind of have been tempted to reinstall it.
It's one of those things that's like sticking, like it's like a thorn in my side. Like, I have to get the car running. I can't go this far and not like succeed at least at that.
Interesting.
Or the
So then
graphics.
once you get the car built, it turns into like a bit of a racing game.
Yeah.
Wait, like we said on the show, a proper racing game or one where it's like it's a racing game in a game that shouldn't have that it's not really designed to be a racing game?
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you. I'd have to.
Yeah, the physics are a little, it's a Unity game, I believe.
Okay.
Is that right? Is it Unity? Yeah, I think it's Unity. So, I mean, Unity is not known for,
A severe accuracy?
driving physics.
That's funny.
Shit, I haven't played a racing game in I don't know how long.
Similar.
I don't feel like there's been any that are like
For
worthy as like
me,
the old Gran Turismos or Forza.
I hear you. For me, Project Cars was my last like. This is really good.
Yeah, I've played a little bit of Project Cars, but I felt like there's something lacking in it.
I can understand that.
Like, or it's either that or it felt too sterile and
There were a lot of ways to play it, and so I like it does support VR, so like there's a lot of things I think that are good about it. Yeah.
I think they released the new Gran Turismo Sport, but I really haven't heard much about that.
The problem is anything that is like PlayStation only for me doesn't exist.
Yeah. I've heard that was supposed to be pretty good, but that's before it came out, so I really haven't heard much of it since then. Although it's interesting how racing games used to get a lot more notoriety among gamers, and now, like, most gamers don't even, like, think to bring up racing games.
It's an interesting one, right?
Yeah. I think Dirt was the last game that I really had a lot of fun with.
Dirt is great.
Yeah. Now the new Forza they actually have on the Windows Store, don't they?
Let's see, where is... I think, because I'm pretty sure you can play it on everything.
I don't even know if I can get into the Windows Store right now. I still have yet to reactivate my copy of Windows.
It's amazing how long you can
So-
get away with that.
Oh, I know. It's so annoying when you rebuild a computer now and Windows doesn't want to reactivate.
Whew. That was an ugly fight, but hey. I will take it.
Damn. Shut down.
Okay, I need... As much as people don't always recommend it, I always want lifesteal. And since they have a Garen, I'm gonna get a Blade of the Rune King.
The trigger on a loaded weapon, it whispers for us to unlock.
It's amazing how a game plays when you have teams that actually all play.
Oh, yep, that was my Oculus sensor that just fell.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh, wait.
Get some USB extenders.
Did we lose Ken?
We did.
I was just talking about how good this is going since we actually have people playing.
Those Scottish internets have failed again.
Seems that way. Ah, that was so close.
Everyone wears a mask. I just chose to create my own.
This is going fairly well. So like I say, even with Scottish internets as a whole, our team is doing pretty darn good at this.
Is Ken still in the game?
In the game, but is not active right now. Boo, Garen came out of the bush and got me.
Shut down. Rampage.
Apparently Ken's net died.
Oh, damn.
He messaged me saying it's down. We're gonna lose our tower.
At least Comcast is kind of reliable, for me anyways, compared to a lot of other things I've seen.
I mean, for the most part, it does its job, right?
Yeah.
What's the standard speed now for that? Is it still like 25?
Oh no, it's much higher. It's I have the 400 meg package, and that's about 90 a month.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I could get the gigabit, but it's like 130, I think. Which is, I mean, like I said before, it just means you're gonna get to your data cap quicker.
Yeah,
so
right. Until they
no
allow
point
better
in
that.
400 megs down is
Plenty.
plenty for most stuff. I just wish I got a faster upload because I think I'm getting like 20 up.
So that's one of the things that they still really nerf, and people are kind of like, well, but no, it really does suck.
Yeah, that's another reason I want that local ISP to come expand some more, is because they offer like, I think one of their packages 100 down, 50 up, and then 200 down, 100 up.
Okay.
And then you go into the business, you can get the synchronous connections.
Yeah, see, that's what would be nice.
Yeah, well, still 100 up, that would be fantastic. 100
Yes,
up,
it
200
would.
down, I would be totally happy with that.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Oh, we are just starting to lose because Ken's not here.
Damn those Scottish internets.
Oh, I can't believe Karen lived through that. I would like for us to still be able to win. It's unfortunate because like we're still actually doing surprisingly well.
Yeah, given the circumstances.
Yeah, where it's like, man,
Have they pushed into your towers quite a bit?
they've started hitting our inhib tower, our base towers.
It's hard to see your webcams right over the minimap.
Sorry, yeah, I was gonna say I need to adjust that specifically for LOL. Normally it's a little further over into the blank space.
Now, I know you're talking about OBS earlier. Have you looked into Streamlabs OBS?
That's what we're currently using.
Oh, okay.
That was
I know
actually
Vanessa has that set up for her streaming, and there's a lot of cool stuff that I like on there.
yeah, it's something that I blame Hando, but thank you, Hando, for getting us to use it.
And by the way, the proper acronym is SLOBS.
Slobs.
What? For Streamlabs?
Streamlabs OBS, SLOBS.
Okay.
I need to figure out a way to do VGA capture.
Ah, interesting.
Because I would like to start streaming my retro PC gaming.
Okay.
Because oddly enough, my Pentium 3, Voodoo 3, Windows 98 computer has been getting more gaming use than my, brand new beast of a desktop. But I would like to start streaming that because I think that could be quite interesting.
What do you want to stream again?
Old school PC games off of an old school PC, so not emulation or anything.
That'd be
or
pretty
GFG,
cool.
like hardcore, like old school computer.
You'd find an audience for that. Definitely.
Oh, probably so.
Oh, people love that.
That's really easy to get games for old. There's tens and tens of thousands of games out there available, so.
That makes sense.
I have Typing of the Dead set up on my
Ha,
98 box right now.
Hells yeah. Love
That
Typing
game
of the
is
Dead.
so fun.
So, Doc,
Yeah.
continue our conversation from a week or two ago. I put in chat, I think that, where did I put it? Somewhere in chat, I put in Crash Coek. He's a streamer from Canada, and I particularly mentioned Copy. I was like, Copy, look at this, a streamer from Canada. But you were talking about hey, what do you guys like to watch? And so this guy does his own animations for the show. He does his own audio, I think, for the most part, like his audio clips and stuff. But he's kind of I would qualify him as a little bit bro-y. Like he does a lot of yeah, brother, raw, he's kind of a high energy kind of guy, but he's real super nice and he's got a PG, or if not a family friendly But dude, the just the things that he does, the little repetitious ways that the audience can kind of screw with him.
Okay.
Yeah, it'd just be something to watch to possibly see maybe get some ideas or something, or just see how other people are doing things.
Yeah, no, I am a fan of trying to understand in general what people are doing.
I was watching him last night, and he was playing Sniper Elite 4, and he was trying to get above 347 testicle shots. I don't know if you've ever played that game, but when you
I'm aware of it because it'll do the hit detection where it actually shows where the bullet goes.
Yeah, so he was trying to get up above his old record of 347, and yeah, so he was just on a rampage of shooting Nazis in the testicles.
That's hilarious. Wow, let's see. Malphite.
Yeah, this streamer I always watch does survival horror stuff like Resident Evil and Silent Hill and stuff like that. But it's a really fun channel to watch.
Well,
yeah, I found. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, dude.
Oh no, just following on to what you were saying. We are looking at ways to improve just everything we do at the streaming, right? And so figuring out what makes sense and what things people like, that kind of thing. And so one of the things we were talking about is seeing what others do that people appreciate. And not to copy anybody, but just to say, oh, okay, so that's the thing that people are being entertained by. That's the kind of flow they want to stream, stuff like that.
Yeah, and I think I've expressed this before, but it's like you don't ever hear musicians saying, no, man, I don't want to listen to any other musicians because I don't want to copy them. Like, musicians listen to everything. Like, they know every musician that's ever lived and ever played whatever instrument. It's you know, if you're a painter, you look at other paintings. You know,
Yeah, it's your business. It's what you do.
Yeah.
You're subconsciously copying them, even if you're not realizing it.
So, well, that's where you talk about you're influenced by. Because it's one
Yeah.
thing to copy, to mimic, to do something like that. It's another to take pieces of what someone has provided and shaping it into your own, how it is you present. And that's where I say it's very different from copying to say you're informed by the decisions others make.
In music, in Western music, there are only 12 notes. Literally 12 notes. So if you use any of those other notes, you're copying someone else's music. You're just using the pieces to build the thing.
Again, there's discussions about it. So yeah, and I understand what you're saying as well, Kuro, with that. That's aspects of all of it. Nice thing, I'll tell you this, is since I had to do the reinstall when my OS crashed and everything, League is actually streaming at full speed in windowed mode, so I'm maintaining 150 frames per second. I think the low end 100.
Nice.
Even though it's windowed. Where previously, as soon as I would turn on the stream, it would drop to like 15 to 30.
Oh, damn.
It would chop, and it was near unplayable. And so that's where I'm kind of looking at, like, actually, this is not bad.
Yeah, I did a test recording stream on my new PC, and
Yeah?
on Far Cry 5, which is pretty demanding, I lost 1 frame per second when I enabled the recording.
That's a good feeling.
Yeah. It's like, damn.
Look at that first blood. Shortly followed by us dead.
Biggest advantage of the new processor, though, 7-zip. Decompressing massive archives like my DOS gaming 400 gigabyte archive. My old computer said like, an hour and a half to decompress that. New computer, 12 minutes.
It's interesting. I've never really had a big issue with like stream performance type things or performance doing any of those kind of activities.
Mm-hmm.
But so I've never really thought about it. For me, it's always been either photo editing, things like that.
Yeah. No, that's like really the biggest thing I noticed differences in productivity tasks like that.
Okay.
Like slicing up video files, doing stuff like that makes such a big difference.
I can see that.
But just browsing the internet, playing games, not a single difference.
Well, right. Most games, admittedly, are not CPU limited.
Yeah. No, like the only one I've played was Far Cry 5, and that is just ridiculously, terribly optimized. But an incredibly fun game, though.
We are not doing well so far on this.
Let's see, will Summer Car play in a window? Yes.
I say the challenge is, right, running this desktop I have, there's a lot of me figuring out what runs in Windows.
My Summer Car configuration, graphics quality, shitty, no VSync.
Is that a default?
Golden.
Gosh, I want a 20 series card so bad.
Do you have the 1080?
Just regular 1080, not even a TI.
I mean, I wouldn't even upgrade till they could drop a new series of cards.
In a way, that's where I may be. I see the stuff that RTX is doing, and there's experiences there I want to experience.
I saw NVIDIA dropped an article that said, here's why you should not buy a non-RTX card in 2019. Yeah, it's a really cool feature.
Okay, only if you're going to use it, right?
Yeah, now that's the thing, and the amount of games to support it are
admittedly, small.
Incredibly minimal.
Yeah, absolutely. But what I'm loving is seeing more and more shaders and stuff like that people are starting to add it to games that were never meant to.
Yeah.
Because when we were talking about Minecraft today, I was like, you know what? I want that.
Yeah, I missed that part of the show. That would be pretty cool, though. But what's going to be really big for ray tracing is AMD is baking in ray tracing into the new integrated Vega chips for the Project Scorpio and the PlayStation 5.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting, because when they say that, I'm curious how they're doing it.
They might not work great on those systems, even though it's going to be as powerful as like a 1070, like a Core i5. So it'll be pretty decent, but probably not good enough for most ray tracing. But
like I said, that's why I'm very curious.
To bring game developers into programming for elements of ray tracing. So that's when we might actually see a big influx in ray tracing features.
Which I'm totally cool with. Now, the expansion of it as a whole, I am hugely supportive of, right?
Yeah.
My concern is because all the developers basically said, "Oh, we're just adding ray tracing to everything because it's a new feature, right? It's cool, whatever, fine." But I'm still hesitant to see what is a console going to do with that. And I really don't know yet. And so I'm very curious. I want to see what happens, but I'm also pretty skeptical about the actual performance initially.
Yeah, we'll see what happens, but I don't think we're going to see many of that stuff come out until later.
Yeah, it's going to be a combination of things. Yeah, the console may be able to somewhat do it, but
the new consoles are pretty beefy as far as the specs go, though.
Oh, it sounds awesome, right?
Like you spend $500 on one of the new consoles versus $500 on a PC, and it's kind of a pretty even battle. Whereas right now you spend the same money on a PC and it obliterates a console.
Yeah, well, and consoles are old. I'll freely admit. It's one of those that I have no illusions about the difference right now and what makes them one way or another. No! Oh, I died hard
PC
there.
gaming is continuously getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
You know, I love it because there's still so many articles that are trying to claim that, the end of PC gaming, that's like a constant conversation still. And we know it's not true.
Yeah. I mean, like, the biggest disruptor, and nobody knows what it's going to do to anything, is Stadia.
So Stadia is just another, right? So many things have tried to do it effectively. And
I have GeForce Now with the Shield, and it works perfect. It works great.
You're right, but are you going to completely give up anything for it?
No, there's still lag and latency there.
Right.
Like, you're not going to play a shooter on it.
Anyone who's a premium gamer is still going to game on their PC. It's still going to be, really in the same environment they always have been. What that does is it just gives you some flexibility in how you do some of the things. And
I mean, it's pretty cool from a affordability standpoint for casual gamers.
Yeah,
it really allows people to play much more complex things than they can right now.
Oh, and that's where I said there's a lot of little bits of where it's cool, but it's not, I think, a solution when it really comes down to things.
then the bandwidth caps Comcast puts on your connection's gonna screw you
Well,
when it comes to
and-
game streaming.
And that's the things there are people I think still aren't, aware enough of how we are continuing to be a bigger connected world, but our connections are not designed for it. And maybe, in a way, I want all streaming things to do better, because I want people to see that as one of the real issues when it comes to what we're doing in our bandwidth and our ISPs and all that kind of stuff, right? I want more people to say, oh crap, I'm using a lot of data. I need more.
Yeah, more people that. Well, 8K is around the corner. It's still
No, it's not.
definitely around the corner from mass adoption.
It is
but
not even close. 8K is something that is a spec that will have TVs that can do it, and nothing else that even supports it, because there's going to be no content. Our bandwidth can't handle. There's not a physical medium that's going to come out for it. But you see what I'm saying about that? It's like,
Yeah, you can hook up your PC and play any game you want in 8K though.
yeah,
As long as you got two 2080 Ti's.
but that's not going to push the market. PC and 4K didn't push the market, right? You need it to be on everybody's desktop. You need it to be something that people can stream on Netflix and YouTube. And right now, if we're already running into bandwidth caps off 4K, you just think what that's going to be like, any other level. It's going to be so bad.
Oh, 4K already destroys data caps.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. It's one of those things that I don't see it really being, yes, the technology will exist, but I don't see it going or doing anything yet.
There's already a lot of reports of people claiming that they're using a lot more data than Comcast's. What is it? 0.5% of the population uses more than a terabyte of data.
That whole concept that Comcast likes to throw out there that says, oh, really? People only do this much, right?
Their sad excuse for saying this is enough data. And it's not enough data at all.
Yep. But those are the kind of things that I want more people to be aware of and kind of see, so that we might get better understanding of where net neutrality and general access and stuff like that will be to the system, right? So people actually care about what the ISPs are doing.
Yeah.
And that would be a fallout I wouldn't be completely against.
Shit, they don't even throttle your data in China. I mean, they monitor the shit out of it and block all sorts of stuff, but they don't.
That's a
slow your
whole
speed down.
different issue.
Yeah. I've been following this Hong Kong stuff pretty closely.
I haven't paid as much attention to it. I feel like I should be aware more. Kind of like the same
big
thing.
Deal, and I'm kind of shocked at how little people are aware of the situation.
Well, it doesn't openly affect us, right?
I just thought of something. It's like, hey, guess what? In our country, you have free gas for your car. You never have to pay for gas. Great, where can we go? Oh no, you can't go anywhere. But you get all the free gas.
All the free gas you can't use.
Yeah, I think the more accurate thing would be saying, like, you pay for unlimited gas, but you're only allowed to go, 50 miles a day, or less than that, right?
Yeah.
No more than 300 miles in a month.
Oh god, I'd be screwed.
But that's where you look at it, right? Because they'll argue, most people only ever travel 5 miles a day.
Yeah.
And so you're totally fine with that limitation. Like, that doesn't
That's
actually
such
hurt
a good
you.
analogy for that. Yeah, we're pretty much the only ones in the world that have internet that's like this. UK doesn't, Canada doesn't,
I don't know.
Japan doesn't.
Well, and so many others, right? They have ridiculous bandwidth where they talk about here and how much our ISPs have been told they're supposed to be doing these things. And my argument continuously comes back to they were given, basically stipends from us as consumers for better internet, and we've never seen it.
Mm-hmm.
And how that's my complaint. Is that it's not that just that we're getting screwed, but it's like, wait, you were paid to give us better internet. We have already paid for it, so how dare you tell me that we need to pay more?
Well, and they've also been paid to bring internet to far more rural places, and they haven't done that.
Yeah,
either.
all of these are things that are what we have paid for at some point.
Oh,
and
money just disappeared somewhere.
And it's when people kind of ignore that I get frustrated. Or
Good old dirty politics.
Because yeah, that
Because yeah,
bothers me.
that just never happened. That money just kind of disappeared somewhere.
They claim that somehow, I don't know, that they need more. It's okay. I put it this way: it's like any contract that comes up where somebody says they're going to do something, and then after they've bid for it, they somehow say it's like, oh, we can't do it. Somehow it's hard or something like that.
Yeah.
And my comment or my complaint is always, but you were paid, you signed up for saying you could do this. It wasn't me, it was you who said you could do this.
Yeah, they were out in Pueblo West. They were paid. A construction company was paid to build a overpass at one of the busy intersections, and they got all the roads built out, but there's no fucking overpass there because apparently they ran out of money.
And that's
Same thing.
Yep, that's the kind of thing where I think it's not just dirty pool. That is some bull.
I think just the accountability aspect needs to be kind of improved on a lot of things in government. Like,
in government across the board, that's one of those things that whenever people start talking about like why do things cost what they do, that's one of the biggest things about it.
That's kind of my biggest libertarian standpoint is we need credibility in auditing to kind of know where our money's going, because they tell you one thing and you don't know otherwise, whether it's with the internet or roads, anything.
Yeah. The problem is part of the politics, the way things work, right? Government tries to be transparent, and in doing so, it actually turns into companies have been able to like make it even worse.
Yeah, I guess the government was transparent on saying we're giving these funds out to ISPs to help develop the internet. That's where you lose the accountability.
Well,
when it gets to the private companies.
And it's the government not necessarily following through to ensure that private companies are doing what they signed up to do.
Yeah.
That is one of my complaints across the board, is that I hate when people make an argument that any government regulation is bad, because I continue to see where when you don't regulate companies, they do much worse things. Like that's, and so
yeah, I mean, I used to work for a call center, and we had regulations that were based off the do not call list, right? Imagine if that didn't exist.
Well, it's funny,
Imagine
right?
the chaos we would all be in, getting calls 24/7.
And yet we still do, right? Even with the do not call list, there's still a ton that comes through.
Those are purely illegal
Not,
scammers.
and not saying there aren't, but
Yeah.
it's you see where there's there's still ineffective application.
Yeah, you can't stop it.
And so there's a lot to be said about why it's okay for us to just, in general principle, regulate things and do stuff like that. Like, it is okay.
Well, I mean, there's cases, too, where ISP has been caught breaking the law past their regulations, too.
What?
Well, let's see. I'm trying to remember a good case of that. But I'm pretty sure Comcast was caught slow laning and fast laning traffic in
There
the
have
middle
been
of
several
net
companies that
neutrality.
have. Well, so this is another problem we had a discussion about Ajit and why things he's done are bad, right? Is that he has specifically ran into an issue where he is what do I want to say it? That there was a case that was brought up that specifically he tried to say that no one had ever claimed a net neutrality issue. There hadn't been an official complaint. But the problem is there was one 3 years ago. And the FCC just sat on it for 3 years and didn't do anything with it. And yet they came out and claimed that we don't need these rules, no one's ever had a complaint, any of that. And then after 3 years, when they finally said, oh, this complaint exists, they came in through and said, oh, but it doesn't meet the criteria for being a real issue. They don't have any proof, even though there were mounds of evidence that supported the fact that this is being done poorly, right?
Mm-hmm. So here, I need to go make a phone call. I will be right back.
I am doing very poorly at these League games. The one with Ken was my best opportunity. Oh, that hurts.
Did he just give up for the night then?
His internet went out, and so it's one of those where I don't think he can come back from it.
Oh my god.
Oh wait, I see a Kadigma on. Sweet. Oh, joining him. Okay. All right, throwing in a game with a few others this time. Yay for after show gaming. Oh, I guess. Oops, no, I guess I can connect to this and. Hello. Hey. Alright, I'm gonna mute myself on Discord real quick since I am in two places.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Hey, can hear you, Mike.
Yep. I had to turn the microphone on. I normally don't wear the headset.
Scary, huh?
I know. I don't hear Michelle though.
She's on. She's a little quiet.
Oh,
Let me turn on the mic volume.
oh, there you are, whispering.
Alright,
Let
is
me,
that better?
Yes.
Alright, sweet.
I think I need to adjust my LOL sound too. Because it's pretty loud.
Gotcha. Ooh, let's see. I like Yumi, so I'm okay with Yumi. But you have Mordecai. Or, I mean, not Mordecai. You have Mal's.
Yeah, do you want Malzahar? I'll take Mordekaiser.
No, I have Yumi. I like Yumi.
Okay, then.
She's fun. Let's see.
Michelle, you good with, what's his name?
Yeah, I like Rakan.
Okay. Well, your mother came back today?
Oh, yeah? Yeah, I saw the pictures.
Yeah. I didn't realize that picture of Victor was Yeah, the hair drooping down. That sure
Oh.
looked like an awesome scar.
Yeah, I
He had
saw your
this
text
little
message. I was
line
like,
coming
oh.
down from his hairline across his right eye, essentially. And it looked like a big scar.
And I will comment that I am streaming this just in general for the, yeah, depending on what's being said.
Oh. Did they get our audio or just yours?
Should be both.
Okay, well, I'll quit talking.
Nah, you can talk. There's nobody really watching.
Oh.
Are you streaming? Do you stream on Twitch or have you tried that new platform?
So I am currently streaming to Twitch, to YouTube, and to Mixer.
Okay, cool. How do you like Mixer?
I've not really engaged with it. Let's see. It's
Hey, I got an email from Micro Center yesterday saying that was the VR thing. Oculus Rift asked
yeah.
for $400.
Yep, that's what it's at.
Are you gonna get it?
I don't know. I was gonna
I bet you can get a mom in on the gaming.
Well, she went over and she really liked Wayne's VR setup.
Yeah, I remember. Should
Yeah.
Christmas present?
She got all talking about, hey, well, how do I upgrade a computer? So I can
she was interested at that point. She was kind of like, oh, so I can do what?
Yeah. I mean, she would have been on board with, hey, let's go down to Micro Center and get you a system. Right there. That was pretty funny.
Well, and the nice thing is it just gets better.
Yeah. And see, I am kind of waiting, because I would like to get it. I'd like to wait till it gets, not necessarily wait until it gets better, because it always gets better.
Yeah, exactly.
But just kind of work out some of the kinks and to get a better better amount of stuff on it.
There's actually a lot out there, right? It just kind of depends on what you're going for. Like, what experience do you want? And I always talk about Oculus stuff as experiences that you're going after. But I feel like there's a pretty good selection out there of what things you can do. But it does just depend on what it is so people are trying to experience.
Right. Yeah, I knew Timo was waiting there for us.
I need to cast faster.
Oh, we don't have Pike. He's not come out, huh?
Almost every game it feels like I get stuck with where people just not in the game. What the heck? Ah, jeez.
Yeah, they've got a pretty sick team.
Okay. Thank you, Pike, for the information. Ha ha ha. No, re-kitten, I'm not. Yeah, Timo flashed into the bush.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay, nice thing is my ult's up, so if they jump in again, I'll be able to do the whole like waves of destruction. And let's go. The best thing about Yumi is her ult right there. Oh, get him, Pike. Nice, nice. See, that's the thing about Malzahar is I actually work in concert where it's like, alright, let me keep picking apart Malzahar's thing to make it jump.
Such a mana hog, though.
Yeah, no,
Let's
it's
get the
cookie.
get the health cookie in the back.
Yeah, that 18 seconds on my ult.
Yeah, my ult's up, so if they come in, I'm gonna jump on them.
Okay, I may jump on you then to... Mine's up now. Oh, Pike's out again?
I've done that too, so somebody tower dives, they're gonna get crushed.
Alright, go into it.
Well, they didn't tower dive.
Oh, we went in.
Yeah, I know.
Unfortunately, now I'm just a support. I don't know, Pike's still around?
Let's complain about FPS 2.
So, unfortunately, I can't keep everyone alive. Alright, is that one of theirs? That was Pike. Okay.
They might be just trying to log off and come back on.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay. Oh, there's two.
Ah, I need my cooldown reduction. So Yumi is like the ultimate support. All I do is support. Here comes my ult. Unfortunately, I think that was a Sivir getting behind us. Hurt.
I'm gonna buy an Oracles.
Oh boy. Messy. What's up? Eventually I do need to die. Excuse me. Okay, I need to sacrifice myself.
Okay, do it.
As soon as I'm done supporting. Oops, I did that.
Yeah. No, I got it too.
Well, that doesn't help.
Nope. Too busy clicking elsewhere. Oh, he's over here.
Now I'm dead. Like 5,000 gold. Alright. Oof, how much else I could do? Ah.
This looks like a fierce battle.
Yeah, this one was rough.
Did my audio die completely?
No, you're still here. Doc went off to do other things.
Oh, his stream must be lagging behind badly then.
Let's see.
Yeah, I still see him playing League. Alright, Hondo, well, I'm gonna bounce. I got a few things I gotta do around the house.
Okay, bro. Good talking to you. I'll see you. I've got the next couple of weeks kind of chilled, so maybe I'll see you around.
Cool, right on. Well, have a good day.
All right, man. You too.
Alright, see ya.
Whew, these are getting hectic. Nice thing is all my refreshes are a lot faster now.
Yeah, the only problem with AP champs is that you can't really hurt Garen.
Yeah, I need a. What is mellow?
I can't. I don't burst enough on him. He's got so much health, and then he's just gonna run off and heal.
Darn it.
Yeah, I'll get another Oracle. Garen's at full health again.
Yeah, I need to probably die again
More
here soon.
mobs and explosions on. Hold the towers or something. Go there and kill 'em.
Oh, man. Yeesh. This is definitely a tough one. Ice Scav Blade over in King. We've got the anti-health regen stuff, but it's just not enough.
Yeah, but it wears off after 2 seconds.
Wow.
Coming.
I thought I was on it. How did he get me? Must have jumped off. Gee whiz.
much else I could do.
I hear you. That's one of those where Garen definitely got untouchable there from us.
Yeah, that worked.
Yeah, no, Garen Warmogs is huge.
Yeah.
Now, granted, I just got Morello's, but way too late.
That was earlier.
I saw that
Enough.
because I was originally trying to do just support stuff, but that wasn't enough.
Morella's really not for Garen. It's for
It's for the lifesteal champs and such.
yeah. Because by the time Garen starts to regenerate, my Morella's worn off him.
Yeah.
You want to do another?
I'm down for another. Hopefully we'll get a better roll.
So, have you guys tried out the TFT?
Yeah, I've played that a little bit.
Oh
Yeah, what do you guys
that's
think of
fun.
it?
It's not a mode I will regularly go to, but
Well-
it's something if I'm not regularly, like, if I'm not as involved watching a game, if I'm maybe watching something on the side, I might kick it on.
Yeah, I like it, but then they took away the daily missions, and so I haven't been back.
Oh, gotcha. They just brought it back, like a couple
The
days
daily
ago.
missions?
The weekly missions?
Oh, the
Or which
weeklies,
ones?
yeah. Okay, I see them now. Yep. But I'm getting ready to go to Alabama.
What?
I'm getting ready to go to Alabama, so I won't play for a week.
Oh, what are you doing in Alabama? Work?
Yeah, work. Going out for
Gotcha.
Oh,
Tuesday
interesting.
to Friday.
Interesting.
Oh, okay.
Going down to Huntsville?
Going out to Huntsville. Yeah.
Nice. I've still never been there.
Yeah, this will be the first time. You know who's out there? Carmine is.
Yeah, no, I know. I've actually run into him out there. Hey, you have
Hey,
Garen this
who
time.
likes Camille? Anybody?
I am not good with that.
Are you better with Victor?
Yes, actually.
You want to trade? Or you like Malkai?
I can do Victor, either way.
Yeah, I'm not very good with Victor either.
I like Victor. I'm not as good with his ult as I should be, but I feel like everything else I do okay with.
Oh, somebody traded away Garen?
Yeah,
That's
go
like an
for it.
instant
I'm not
win.
gonna Garen.
But
Yeah.
we just got wrecked by Garen. How could it? Like, how could that not be the thing?
I think hot. Got a lot of AP. So I'll go Tanky Garen and
Cool.
give us some additional attack damage.
That'll help. So the funny part, we were talking about mixer thing, and I was trying to log into mine, but somehow I screwed that up a little bit. But we're actually working on a few things for the show to make it cleaner, do a little better each time. We're actually paying someone to give us a better look feel. So hopefully new logo. We're gonna maybe try to do some transitions, new intro music and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. All kinds of little things. They have a Varus, they win. No.
Oh shoot. I didn't change off of oh, you guys get a bunch of free mana.
Hey.
I thought
You didn't go to your tanky build?
I didn't do my no, I did tanky build, I didn't do the snowball.
Admittedly, I never snowball.
Oh, I always
I'm
snowball.
always flash.
Oh, I got flash snowball.
I do flash exhaust. So I keep exhaust because every time they have like a Yi or any kind of assassin
Yeah, but
character.
It becomes only for just a couple champs.
Well, so I'll do it to whoever is doing the most damage, essentially. And so, which I have almost always found a use for it.
Oh
And
yeah. But on like Garen, I need to get up there, so snowball's good.
Yeah. Part of the problem is because I don't do it enough. It's like I'm not as effective with it as I should be. starting out bloody. Ouch. Oh, that's gonna suck.
Get help. Man, I just scream out.
Keep that in mind. Let's get that Warmogs, like I said. Ouch. They are way too pokey.
Get the help.
Nom 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 nom.
Somebody's burning me. Sure.
Whew.
Help. Help.
Overall good.
We need some mana. Mana's coming. Boom!
Awesome.
Mana here.
Oh, that's gonna suck. Picking up a cookie.
Oh. She hung out.
She got stuck. Darn Varus. But, he should be dead.
Kill him, kill him, kill him!
Come on, creeps! Come on, creeps! Ah, that is so close. Right?
I think they're scared of it.
Well, if nothing else, Garen has some of the best intimidation factor in the game.
I mean, 'cause I got the Terracol and I got the Verisol.
Nice. Oh well.
No! Oh my god.
Nice. That's a dead Varus. Ouch.
Oh man, that didn't kill him. That's so funny.
Let's get the cookie. I'll take that. alright. I needed to shop. Nice. It's a dead karma. You don't even have a Warmogs yet?
Nope.
Trolling us.
Warlock for the week.
Ah. Uh oh. How much gold did you have?
What the hell?
That's gonna be a quick double death.
It's alright.
Another
Well,
cookie.
Have they, yeah,
They,
they've touched her.
they scratched our tower, yeah. Otherwise.
Now I got me the dead man's plate. I get to run fast.
Nice.
Just remember, there's gonna be a apocalypse. Cardio.
Uh-oh. Ouch. Yikes.
Okay, we need to back up a little bit.
No, this is not working in our favor.
You guys are getting popped way too much.
I can't believe I didn't get him post-mortem on that one since he was in my ult. Ah! They're all so close. Oh. like it. Should be it.
No stopping Garen now.
Yay!
Yeah, Garen's almost a guaranteed win.
Garen's strong.
Yeah, I mean, I've had games where you lose with Garen, but man, I think I probably win more than losing. And I got a chest.
Nice.
Everybody else get a chest?
I got a chest.
Let's see who. Oh, I got A minus. So somebody else got the S. Who did that?
I got an S minus.
Oh, you got the chest for me. Thank you.
Oh, did Tarek leave? Yeah.
Yeah, he sure did. Garen scared him away.
Well, that would make sense as to why they never got to our tower.
Well, no, I think he left after we took their inhibitor.
Well, it was a ways in, but it was still, that was what, 13, he was, because he was only level 13.
Oh, Tarek was level 13?
At the end there, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, that does suck.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all right. I didn't before.
I'm a butt. I did.
I normally do. I just, I had already exited out before I did it.
I gotcha.
So I need a chest on Nasus, Lux, and Wukong. And that will complete my level 5 chest.
Huh.
No,
Ugh, I am so not a Lee Sin player.
I know it. I think I've only played them in bot games. Just to try them out.
I'm not a good Darius player, but I'd rather do Darius than Lee Sin. Do you, as I say, do you like Mundo?
Yeah, I like
Let's see. Yeah, I can do Leona. Well, let's see. Your AD. It's either way. I can never seem to hit Darius quite right.
No, I'm not very good with Darius. I don't quite know his rotation, but I do like him.
Yeah, I'll try to go Leona. So it's funny because Mike heard that where I was like, but Mundo?
Yeah, I had to go look him up. Mundo. Oh, Michelle is Mundo.
Well, because admittedly, I still is probably my #1 played champ.
Oh, it's Mundo?
Yeah.
Oh, dang, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
Shoot.
No, you're totally fine. I do love Mundo.
Oh, man. We got an Olaf. He's another strong champ.
Olaf you can shut down though. You just have to be aware of when he's coming in and because he gets mass lifesteal, right? So for him, he's definitely one that you want to throttle with it.
Yeah. But oh my god, I love Olaf. He's so much fun.
I'm not good with him.
Yeah, anytime I'm playing with Jim, if he gets Olaf, he trades it to me.
Nice.
Doesn't even ask me. He just
He just says it. Yeah.
Like, yeah, because you're good at him.
Bind Mundo? Oh, he's telling Kalista, I think, to bind you.
Yeah.
So they can throw Mundo directly in.
I hate my left mouse button is double clicking. And so now I've got 2Q and no E.
Come on. Okay, part of that was me getting my buttons straight again. Q wasn't which I expected. Yay, all of Leona's stuns. save. Look at you going early Mundo on it too. Like it's like, no, even early Mundo is invulnerable. What are you talking about? Oh, yeah, that wasn't gonna work. Let's see. What are they running? They got a good combo, don't they? Oh, I need to get me some health regen soon. Nice. Yeah. Teamwork. Oh, I'm out of mana. Dang it. There you go. Nice. Oh, I'm dead. Darn it. What do I want? Is it bad that I want to rush a Warmogs? I get bonus for armor though, don't I? Ah! Not quite enough shield. Nice. So slow.
I should probably go shop here. As soon as I'm out of mana.
Oh, that Olaf. There you go. Oh man, missed him. Oh no!
Yeah.
All right, did you need a shop?
39.50.
Yeah. That's
think I
needing to
can
shop.
get
Good cleaver. I'm dead. Side note, have you guys been watching The Boys, or have you seen The Boys on
I've
Amazon?
seen ads for it. Is
What's
it
that?
good?
The Boys. It's an Amazon
No, I
Prime
haven't seen it.
series. Well, so the last 2 weeks on my show, I've been talking about it. I've quite enjoyed it. It's what would happen if superheroes were a thing and they were owned by corporations. I think it's surprisingly good. It's not happy. But it's pretty dark.
Yeah, I couldn't do anything with Olaf.
Yeah, I was unfortunately stuck on the back line. I was trying to get to Olaf to exhaust him. Did not work. There you guys go. Yeah!
Yeah, good one.
Like a boss. I love it because people underestimate Mundo all the time.
Oh, I know.
Because once you do any of his abilities, especially his little power-up thing, he starts chunking. Wow, that was ugly. That's good. Come kill her. That was a much better one.
Oh yeah.
So let's see. Give it to Mundo.
Yeah.
Oh, S minus on Zero. S plus on Mundo.
Oh
Nice.
Yeah, that's good ways to be.
I think I'm gonna have to go to the store.
Call it good on that one.
Yeah, and on a high note.
I can
12
understand.
and 3. That's pretty good.
Yeah, good
11
job.
and 2 for Mundo. That's insane.
Yep.
nice. Yeah, we did good.
Well, 38 kills to their 17. Yeah.
That's right.
So, good matches all.
Well
Thank
played,
you.
everybody.
Yeah, good game.
Yep. We'll catch you.